Hello, in this week's hints and tips we're going to cover a really useful function in Excel called conditional formatting. In this example you can see we have a number of different office branches down this column and the months for the first 6 months to July. And we actually have the turnover values, the sales turnover values per each branch per each of those months. And the target for turnover for each of those offices is £8,000 per month in this example. Now it's really difficult to see any trends in this data set just by looking at the information in its raw form. It's very difficult to see which branches are actually doing well and which branches are not hitting target for a particular month. However, using conditional formatting we can really bring that to life. So in the first example let's highlight all of the data, excluding the totals, and select conditional formatting. In this case we're going to go for a highlight cell rule. And we have a number of choices. We can specify values that are greater than or less than a particular value, that fall in between the range of two values, that are exactly equal to a value, or items that contain text. In this case we're using numbers, so that doesn't apply. Deal with dates, a date that occurs between two values, or we can also highlight duplicate values that might appear. So in this example we're going to use the greater than value, and I'm going to specify my sales target as being 8,000. And for me it means green is good, so I'm going to select green. So anything that's exceeded 8,000, which is my target, will be in green with dark green text. You can of course select a custom format and choose whatever format you wish, but I'm going to use one of the defaults. And then click OK. Now you can immediately see that this data has come to life and we can see trends right away. For example, Leeds and Doncaster have not hit target ever in the whole 6-month period, whereas Lincoln, for example, has actually hit target every single month. And here we can see that Manchester didn't start too well in January and February, but then started hitting target from that point onwards. So let's look at some other conditional formats for the totals. So in this case we're going to look at the total per branch, so we'll highlight those totals, select conditional formatting, and in this case we're going to use colour scales. Now the first colour scale is green, yellow, red, whereas green is a good value and red is a bad value. We'll select that one, and you can see straight away that we have a red value here, which is Leeds, which hasn't done very well at all, and we have Lincoln, which is our highest value at 79,205, which has done really well, and we have someone that's done mediocre, which is Southampton at 57, but at least you can see the trend straight away. Another conditional format that's quite useful is using data bars. So we'll highlight the totals for the months this time, select conditional formatting and go for data bars. Lots of choices again, or you can specify your own rules, but I'm going to go for this straightforward one, blue data bar, adding a gradient. So in this particular example you can see that depending on the size of the value the data bar fills more of the cell, and straight away at a glance you can see. Now let's just add another format onto here because I want to show you how you can remove those formats. So in this particular case let's add conditional formatting on here, and let's add an icon set. So in this particular case we're going to select this icon set where you can actually see different trends by different arrows, or there's this particular variant, or there's like the traffic light symbol. So let's go for this one, which is pretty straightforward. And we can see now we've added an icon set to the data where green is exceeding target, red is below target, and yellow is above target but not so high. If you want to remove one of these formats, that's really quite easy. So in this particular case I'm going to highlight here, select conditional formatting. Now I can clear the rules for the entire sheet, but in this case I just want to manage the rules, and in this case I'm going to just remove the icon set. So click on it, delete the rule and click OK. And there you have conditional formatting. It's a short insight to this tool, there's lots more to it, but I hope you find it useful, have fun with it, and it helps you to improve your productivity in the office.